Dark Devil Daddy, Diabolic Daddy Gaming Show, Strategizing with Battle Islands Commanders. So, we are going to cover the mid-game today. Now, the beginning of a chess game is very typical, in a lot of cases, a memorized component of a series of maybe 12 different openings with different variances thereof. This game works a little bit different. This is more kind of like Fisher Random or Chess 960, where all the parts kind of start off differently. However, the middle game is more of a philosophy in any good chess game. Now keep in mind, obviously I like Fisher. My thinking is, find out what your enemy is doing, and then, needless to say, do it better. When he provides you something, do you determine whether, in this case, do I bother attacking? Do I put a unit down for one singular guy? No. In this case, do I put a unit down for 4? Obviously not, because the battle was already over when he dropped that. Now, this was a quick victory. It doesn't really display much, but it goes again back to like General Patton. Very simple technique. Always on the attack. Fortifications are something for you to take over. Now, when I use a defense, it is something typically I can use as an offense. My big exception to that is the barbed wire. There are some things that I work around and plan around and have to time around. Obviously, in this case, holy cow, everyone's running over me. Throw some barbed wire down. They don't have a vehicle to crush it up. Holy cow, there you go. They're like, I don't know, pulled pork, but human. I guess it'd be pulled long meat. Ugh. Anyway. Let's go. He gets to crush that. I get to put my thing up to counter, which is a great counterattack. If you notice, I put my soldiers in. I know those soldiers are going to land, so as they're forming, I'm chewing them up. Kind of like St. Mary-Glise. It's a bit of World War II history. In St. Mary-Glise, the paratroopers drop in right in the middle of the town, and it was a horrible massacre from our side. Horrible for any human being to have to be dealt with that way, but that's exactly the treatment their little pseudo-human beings got. Now, in this case, they fixed the armored personnel carrier, and it's so wonderful to have this doing the right way. I was okay with it when it was one rifleman coming out, having 2. Brilliant. Love it. And again, there's their fortifications crumbling, and it's just surge. And the thing is my pre-game prep is what really makes it work. Yeah, here comes their little guys. And I was really surprised to see they landed them by the boat. I really could just drop a missile on them at this point and it'd be over.
Setting traps.
Double command points. Now this is true end game form. You actually get to see end game here. I'm going to ignore his tank. Let him have that. I have 2 many points advantage for that to be worthwhile. My middle game set me up for an end game where I could make that kind of decision. She's gone. Now we're going to go into our next one. These next 2, yeah, you're crazy, France, but crazy doesn't help against thinking unless if you're in a bar fight. Now I'm going against the cosmic one here, right? This guy was better. Now admittedly he's 2 levels behind me, but and about the same points. However, he was definitely better than the other. We actually get to a middle game. He throws out the defensive happy hut. I hate saying that the defensive happy hut is another good defense. A little more costly, but certainly not so bad as to make it awful. If you're going to have soldiers on the ready, you got to have some tanks to crush, because that barbed wire, again, makes people puree. It's disgusting and wonderful at the same time. Now here comes my little dealio. There goes their little dealio. In this case, I've got some units handling it, but I end up having to put something over here to handle his. But the thing is, these units that are handling his are legitimate in their own right. He can try and ignore, I can try and ignore that, but in truth, when I set my pieces to attack his, they can turn around and counter. If you ever read anything, specifically I'd suggest Musashi's The Book of the Five Rings or Book of Five Spears, depending on your translation, is the idea of parry, brush aside, and then attack. Every move is meant to kill, and that is really the way middle game is supposed to work. Because without the middle game, you don't get to a good end game. Now, in this particular case, I had to pull reinforcement after reinforcement. He was harder, but not undefeatable. The last guy I fought this evening was probably most difficult. Let's see, here comes that. There's this little happy hut again. And what I'm doing is I'm letting his timer burn off. Now, that's an end game thing, but double command points, you know you're in end game. See, his command burns out. That's one of the reasons I'm not so big on those. The barbed wire only costs 2 points, so it's mathematically more of a feasibility. But there you have it. Cosmic 08, you're down for the night. Now, the rough one. Come on. Alright, come on. Anyway. If you notice, I was using big tanks last battle. I do still love my big tanks. They're beautiful. As a matter of fact, it reminds me of those great Patton quotes about greasing tank treads with the guts of those crowd bastards kind of thing. You should read the speech. It's truly a marvel of modern speaking. Anyway, there he is. He's got up his Jeep. Tremendous pain in the butt, by the way. Hails to the Jeeps. Low cost, good attack. So he comes off with a great start. And he has the barbed wire, which means I have to have a vehicle be able to approach through it. His machine gun is chewing up my thing. I'm getting my armor out. I'm getting my... Well, I can't say men, because woohoo, there's gonna be the ladies. And I see that his counter, which, again, this is why this guy's good, his counter comes in, but I know, like, okay, there's the person, and I totally luck out. The Jeep was set in a way that, like, yeah, okay, that's cool, dude. Yeah, they kind of goofed up my stuff here, but I am set. I've got 6 guys and a bazooka running in, and I got points building up. My mid-game is going well, and unfortunately for them, I've done this myself, so total sympathy for this guy. He shouldn't have me on this. He plays the barbed wire one, and I've done it way too many times to, like, make fun of this guy, because, just excited. Yeah, son of a bitch, gonna beat that bastard down, and my barbed wire's in the wrong spot. Ah! Anyway, if you haven't been there, it's a wonderful place to go once in a while. So, this is the guy that has the anti-armor cannon, which is, needless to say, not my favorite. But again, here comes the middle game thrust of the idea. Point punch turns into counter, parry turns into counter. And I knew this guy had his barbed wire, so I figured, okay, I'll let that go. I know Bazooka Joe's not going to make it. See, his timer is running around on his top flank. I'm chewing up the bottom, which I have to because he kind of left me that as an option. The timer runs out on the big cannon. Send my troops and fun and all that over there because I've got that to kill and keep them busy. And I can come in through the weak spot at the top and start kicking and kicking and kicking. Now this game here, it's a rough one. I can't say the guy didn't get it, and I knew he was going to counter punch there, but I forgot that he could counter punch from the other side. But I determined in this particular case, I still have the numerical advantage in terms of going for broke on the ship, and that's exactly what I did. And it was a bit of a gambit. Well worth it. Go south.